Hey, dude.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What's going
All
on?
right. Hanging out, living the dream, sir.
Yeah.
Loving this cold ass weather.
Yeah. It's
And if
still
you
cold
believe
there, huh?
that, yeah, if you believe that, I do have some land on Mars that I'll sell you before Trump and them get there.
Yeah. Curious how that's all going to go down, being like Elon's his number one guy now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
Elon's all about going to Mars. So
11 degrees right now.
nice.
So not a fan. Not a
Let's
fan
see.
at all.
I think it's 39 degrees where I'm at. So
Nice.
I think it's supposed to get up in the 50s today. So
Okay.
yeah, we had
I
some
think,
days where it was like in the teens, the upper teens. Like,
yeah.
but I think actually when it was like at its warmest, it was probably like 23. And that's like as cold as it usually gets. So,
Yeah. I think our high is 25 today.
oh wow. We're already warmer than your high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I
It
don't
does.
miss I really don't miss that.
No, I wouldn't either if I wasn't there. You
If
know.
I try to explain to my coworkers and stuff down here, like, you know, when we had this week of really cold weather, um, try this for 4 months straight. Like you guys get it for like a week at a time, like three times for the winter. Do 4 months straight of it and see, and you think it's bad for a week. Well, go north and you'll enjoy that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy is probably not the word I would use, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, when you're trying to like make a point like, hey, this ain't so bad, you
Right,
know? But I do think it, and I don't know what it is. I feel like part of that is you just get used to the warmer weather. So when it does get cold, it actually feels colder than it probably actually is, or something. Or it's a different kind of cold down here. I don't know. It's weird because I could wear shorts all winter. I'd be wearing shorts today if I was up there,
right,
And I'm wearing shorts right now down here, but I'm also in a studio. So
right.
there's something about the like when I lived north, the cold, was cold, but it wasn't like
It's
unbearable.
it's a dry cold.
Yeah. Where he
You
down
don't
here, I
understand
think
the
it's
dry
more of
heat.
it's a humid cold. And I think that cuts through a lot more. I don't know. Although the wind, I think it's really the wind.
Yeah, wind sucks, man.
I've been getting a lot of questions from my coworkers about why they call Chicago the Windy City and stuff
Really?
like that. It's like, you guys not know? Like it's right on a big lake and
Yeah,
it's windy. And I was like, it's not just windy in Chicago, it's like windy the whole northern part there.
right, right. People are weird, man. They just
Yeah.
don't know because they're uneducated,
That would, yeah.
you know?
I
Yeah.
don't, I mean, they've never been there. So,
Right, right.
no. A lot
They
of the
only know
people I
what they've
work
seen
with
on
have,
TV.
a lot of people I work with have never left the state of Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
um, some of them have, but a lot of them haven't. Or like at best, maybe like Tennessee,
Okay.
you know, but like otherwise it's Alabama. That's it.
Wow.
And,
So they've never experienced like life.
but yeah, other than what they see on TV or in movies, you
Right,
know,
because those are all depicted properly,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I've
But
been to a lot of,
they do realize that there's not really Transformers in Chicago, right?
well, I tell them there is.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, everything you see in movies, all real. They, like they destroyed these cities making these movies.
Yeah, they were all documentaries, to be honest with you, you know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if documentaries are actually like fiction
Fake.
and
And
yeah, and all the movies are real?
well, then, if that was a true statement, can you imagine the amount of money the Marvel movies would have cost the country in what they destroyed?
Right, right.
You know? Like if you instead of CGI destroying cities if you actually destroyed cities
Yeah.
to make a movie. It would be crazy.
I mean,
Although for Chicago, it might be an improvement.
yeah, it definitely would. Definitely would. You know, Chicago's a shithole.
Well, one of the most dangerous cities in the country. So,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm curious to see how that all changes under this new administration, or if it will change.
Yeah, I don't know if it will.
I've been hearing a lot that Chicago and that vicinity was a number one target for the immigration removals.
Yes. Yeah, I did hear that.
So it's interesting.
You see Mexico's not taking the plane?
Yeah, I saw something that they wouldn't let them land, and then I saw that like if any of the mayors, governors, and all this like try and resist helping ICE capture people, they're gonna throw their ass in jail. So I thought, well, that'll be Illinois' what, seventh governor probably going to fucking jail.
Right, right.
So that'll be good for Illinois. You know?
I mean, it's par for the course. It's what we do, right?
Yeah. Different kind of corruption this time though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's interesting to see how this is all unfolding.
Yeah, what are we like in real time we're like a week in and
Just shy, yeah.
and I swear this dude's done more than the last 4 years altogether in
Mhm.
terms of like I don't want to say fixing things, but like just like
Making changes.
making changes, like a lot of stuff in like what 4 or 5 days. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was what was it last Tuesday
Monday.
or
Monday.
Monday? Was it? Yeah, it was Monday. It was inauguration day.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, man,
Did, did you watch it?
I did. We were actually really slow. I think it's because most companies have that day off, Martin Luther King.
Oh,
So we didn't have anything going on. So I literally sat there and pulled it up and on YouTube and watched. I
yeah.
was more so like, if something happens, I want to watch. And then I realized that on my phone, I got a tw like an X post or something that said, um, "I am now the president" or whatever from Trump. And then, and I'm when I'm watching on YouTube, like they hadn't even brought the guy out yet to swear him in. And I was like, oh, there's clearly a delay here. And the delay was about 3 or 4 minutes. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, for YouTube, probably in case something did happen, they could
Yeah.
cut the feed and
I didn't watch it on YouTube. I watched it on Paramount Plus.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was looking. I was looking for a different show, and that was right on there. And I'm like, well, shit, I'll watch this now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first time I ever watched an inauguration. Never watched one before.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Never
me,
watched.
I guess me either. I've always seen clips, but I've never
Yeah,
sat and watched, an hour and a half worth of an inauguration.
yeah, it was long. It took forever. It seemed very discombobulated,
Yeah.
you know. And then of course I stopped watching when Carrie Underwear came to start singing.
Yeah, I turned it off before that too. I turned it off after they swore him in and then they exited or whatever. Because didn't wasn't or wait, maybe I turned it off before they actually exited because
Yeah, because he did his speech,
and I saw that.
and then after his speech is when they came and sang the Battle Hymn of the Republic,
Okay.
the
I saw
Navy
that.
Glee Club, and then
Yeah.
right after that's when Carrie Underwear came in.
I turned it off probably in the middle of the singing of the because I didn't see Carrie Underwear until um I heard later on that something with the music wasn't working and she was like, I'll just sing it or something like that. But I didn't actually see that. So,
Yeah, I didn't either. So when she came out, she kind of stood there and looked weird and kind of made some funny faces because she was waiting for the music to get played. And then it played for like 2 seconds and then went right off again. And then she kind of like, and then I was like, I don't care. And that's when I turned it off.
gotcha.
I don't know if she ended up singing a cappella or if she just
Yeah,
did the,
supposedly she did, but
okay. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Did you
Um,
watch any of the okay, so then the next thing I saw was the that night when they were because they had all these balls going on,
Mhm.
like whatever. And did you watch any of that stuff?
No.
Okay, so my wife had it turned on and I watched I don't know what ball this was at, but it seemed like it was a lot of like the military members at this ball and they Trump was out there and they gave him a sword and he cuts this cake with like it's like an Air Force One cake or something and he cuts the cake with the sword and then he starts doing his dance when he's got the sword and they're like and like I don't know it was weird dude like I don't know
I'll have to watch that. That sounds funny.
that's kind of his thing and then there's and I saw something later on and like somebody posted a picture from that, like they snapped a picture or whatever, and Trump's like, he's got this sword and he's like mid dance or whatever, and somebody posted like, oh, this is an actual picture, and it just looks like it would be like an AI picture, but it's a legit picture, so
Well,
I
that's
don't know,
funny.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, no,
It,
I really wanted to find out what Barron said to Biden.
yeah, well, that seems like it was a big hubbub, like, oh,
Yeah.
what did he say?
What some people are saying is that he said it's on. And from the clips that I saw, it makes sense. And then right after that, Melania tells him to be nice, try and behave or try and be nice or something like that. So I don't know. It's
Well, I
interesting.
mean, to be fair, and I guess you can't officially say that Biden was behind these assassination attempts to Barron's dad, but you were the president when those things happened, and it happened over and over again. And that second one, that guy, he was mixed up in all kinds of stuff that, you know, goes right back to Biden's administration. So it's kind of like, yeah, you might not be able to get blamed to any extent for the first kid that was on the roof, but that second guy that tried shooting him at the golf course, that
Yeah,
dude was mixed in with a lot of stuff with the Democrats. So that one kind of seems like you might have not maybe called for it, but you probably you knew this guy existed or something.
yeah.
I don't,
You
it's
know what's
hard to
going
say
down.
because, who knows, but like,
Right. Well, I had heard there was another attempt the day of the inauguration.
or was there? I didn't
Yeah.
hear.
They caught a guy coming into the town or into the city with
Oh, with a
guns
bunch
and
of,
guns and a machete.
yeah, I heard that too. I
I don't know
didn't,
what the fuck he was gonna do with the machete though. Like you're not gonna get close enough to swing that thing.
yeah.
You know?
See, I
But
heard that too, but I think honestly, there's probably several attempts that we don't ever actually get to hear about because they're not
yeah,
going to advertise. It's the ones that, like, if that kid would have never got the shot off, you probably wouldn't have ever heard of it. If
right.
that guy at the golf course, I don't remember, did he actually get a shot off or did
No,
they just
no,
they just caught him? And that even seems like why did we even hear about that? Because typically if they didn't get the shot off, they would just cover that shit up, you know?
yeah.
So
I
it's
think
kind of
because of
strange.
all the other ones,
Maybe. I don't know.
the only thing that makes sense to me. But the other two things I want to talk about the inauguration, then we'll move on. I noticed every time during Trump's speech, all the things he was saying that he was going to do, and people stood up and clapped. The Democrats didn't clap once.
No.
They didn't clap the entire fucking speech.
Just like the State of a Union,
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. And then the other thing was when he was leaving, someone threw a cell phone at him.
really?
Yeah, there was a clip of somebody throwing a cell phone and it had like a note attached to it. And the Secret Service guy kicked the phone out of the way and like pointed for someone to get it. Never heard anything else about it from then, but yeah, I thought that was interesting.
No, I didn't even see or hear about any of that.
Yeah, I don't remember if I sent that to you or not, but yeah, that was one of them.
Huh. Somebody threw a phone, like on from the Democrat side or the Republican side?
Didn't show who it was that threw it. You just see the phone flying in the air.
Hmm. That's weird.
Yeah, very weird. But
That's very strange. Yeah, I saw a clip of like when Trump's saying, "Oh, we're gonna rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America," and Hillary like chuckles, and not 4 days later, it's actually renamed that now, or at
yeah,
least
yeah,
that's how our country is acknowledging it or
right.
something. But
That's interesting.
yeah, I don't know. Like, who named it to begin with? You know what I mean? Did we name it the Gulf of Mexico to begin with?
Yeah.
Or like who can you just rename stuff? Like I mean, if we want to call it the Gulf of America and Mexico wants to call it the Gulf of Mexico, well then who gives a shit, right? Like
Right.
we just I mean, I guess it only matters when it comes down to making a map.
Yeah. Well, I think from what I'm seeing, or at least one of the clips that I saw, is since Biden put in a big executive order about us drilling over, in the water, and I think Gulf of Mexico is one of them that he specifically said we can't drill into. Well, if we change the name to Gulf of America, that null and voids that fucking executive order,
Yeah.
you know?
I was just checking the Google Maps to see like
Oh, did they change it yet?
see if it says it, but it doesn't it doesn't appear as though there's no, it still says Gulf of Mexico on the Google Maps. So,
Well, they haven't sent their drones and cars out there yet to, you know, GPS it. So once they do that, it'll get changed.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, well, we should probably do some words. We haven't got any words done yet.
Yeah, let's do some words. Get into this Mad Libs. All right. Verb ending in ing.
Voting,
Give me another one.
punching,
Okay. Um, just a regular verb.
snorkel,
Let's see. How about an occupation plural?
scuba divers.
A place.
Let's go with Mars.
Number.
42.
Hmm. Two plural nouns.
Let's go with immigrants and pregnant nuns.
Okay. A noun that's not plural.
Um, keyboard,
Six adjectives.
sweaty, tired, gross, sexy, sticky, and late.
All right. This Mad Lib is called Air Force One.
All right.
We're staying on presidential theme for
I
this
forgot we
week.
were doing presidential. That's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. We might do like maybe one or two more, and then we'll move on to a different Mad Lib book. All right, this one's called Air Force One. There is no place in Mars more famous than Air Force One. Many pregnant nuns do not realize this, but there are actually 42 planes with this designation. Air Force One refers to whichever plane the president is voting on at the moment. The plane is quite large, with 4,000 square immigrants, including an office, a bedroom, two tired kitchens, and a punching room.
Oh, punching room.
Yeah. Stylish and late decor was added when Jackie Kennedy was First Lady. Also on board is a mobile situation room in case of a sticky emergency and even a flying hospital. Security is a gross concern, so the plane can snorkel enemy signals and deflect weapons. It is rumored that the plane can act as a keyboard bunker in case of a sweaty attack. In addition to the president's staff, members of the sexy press are often on board. Even in the air, the president can't escape from scuba divers.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
I like the keyboard bunker. That makes sense.
yeah.
Sexy press. That's funny too.
Sexy press. Snorkel enemy signals. Pretty good.
Yeah.
4,000 square immigrants. Uh,
That's pretty good too.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
All right.
That's the Mad Lib for
Noise.
today. Yeah. So should we jump into Dear Dave?
Sure. Let's do that.
Now that we've finished that, let's see. Let me pull up Dear Dave. Okay. Boy, we got a whole bunch here, buddy.
I like it.
You want a short one or a long one?
Let's do a short one today.
Short little ditty. All right. Speaking of planes, we'll do this one.
Okay.
Okay. Get it nice and big so I can read it. This is more of a okay. Anyways, this is kind of more of a you'll see. The,
Okay.
the the subject line is air travel just as rough for anyone else? Here's the bulk of the email. Anytime I travel through an airport, the day after I come home, I'm always exhausted physically and mentally. It takes a huge toll where I find myself unable to do anything the entire next day, to the point of struggling to get out of bed, brush my teeth, etc. Do you or anyone else deal with this, and what do you do that you find helpful? That's the email.
All right. So jet lag is a real thing, depending on where you're flying and how long you're flying and how long you're in the airport, travel days can be very, very cumbersome. Some of the things that help with that, drink lots of water to stay hydrated, drink energy drinks, and I mean, it really depends on where you're flying to also. Like if they're flying from, say, Chicago to Vegas, where it's only a couple hours, like I don't see why you'd be down for an entire day the next day. But if you're going from Chicago to Ireland, which is a very long trip, or Chicago to Australia, to Hong Kong, something like that, if you're world traveling, then yeah, it's going to take you a day to kind of get acclimated to the new time zone and just the jet lag itself. But I would say the majority of people usually stay hydrated, drink lots of water, um, drink vitamin drinks, like not vitamin drinks, but drinks like orange juice, things that have vitamins in them, things that are healthy for you. And yeah, go from there. I mean, it's different for everybody, you know what I mean? If you take Xanax when you fly, you're also going to be super tired. If you take Benadryl or not Dodos, any type of sleeping aid or anything like that, you're going to be tired as shit the next day. The biggest thing I challenge you to do is get up and do it. Get up and brush your teeth. Get up and do shit around the house. Like the only way you're going to have more energy is you just do stuff. Sometimes you just got to fucking power through it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess maybe I don't take super long flights when I do because I don't ever experience that.
Hmm.
Like to me, it's just I think a lot of it maybe when you're going from time zones,
Yeah.
like if you're going from out west to the east and it's 3 hours or 4 hours ahead or whatever, the big time difference, I feel like it's going to be more of an effect because you're used to your 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but now you're here and it's your 8 a.m. is actually, like 2 in the afternoon. or
Right.
whatever. I don't know, but like you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
There's
absolutely.
I don't know. I guess I don't ever experience jet lag, even on long flights. So I've been to Ireland, I've taken the long flight.
Right.
I don't remember I was young. I don't remember it affecting me though.
Yeah, when I went to Ireland, it didn't really affect me either, and that was a long fucking travel day.
Yeah,
Uh, but I was just, mine was more excitement. I was excited to see and do. So as soon as we got off the plane and got into the hotel, I was out walking the town. I was in Dublin trying to figure shit out and walk around.
what about when you went back home and you don't have the excitement of wanting to go home because it's no longer vacation? Did you have it then?
No, because I had to go right to work.
Oh, okay, so
Because we got snowed in, so we were there longer. So the night we got home, we got back at like midnight, I think, and then I had to work at 7 the next morning. So it was literally get home, unpack, and then go to bed and get up and go to work the next day. So I didn't have
no.
time to be tired. You
So
know,
maybe that's kind of part of it is when you have a big travel day, like what you said, you just got to get up and do it. Like, yeah, you might be tired, you might not want to do all these things, but there's people that don't travel and they don't want to get out of bed. They don't want to brush
right,
it.
right,
They don't want to do anything. And then they don't. And I guarantee you, most of those people are not successful in life. So
right.
you just got to do it. There's lots of things that, in order to succeed in life and get somewhere and do something, you have to get up and do it.
Yeah.
I think
Buy
that's the
yourself,
first thing.
buy yourself some Nike shirts, and as I say, just do it.
There
And
you go.
when you go to bed at night, wear that shirt, wake up, look at yourself in the mirror and see you say you're telling yourself to just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's something, it does affect everybody differently, but
Yeah,
just keep going. Like, if you don't want to brush your teeth, well, say, well, okay, so like every day, if I don't get up and shower and I just like I don't understand these people that like sleep, get up and go to work and don't shower. I mean, I do get it, but I don't because they shower the night before. So this way they can sleep longer in the morning and yet, you know what I mean?
right, right.
I get up, that shower wakes me up. It gets me like going. So like if I don't do that, I'd be sitting here podcasting groggy, like because, well, I just didn't, I have to. Like if I'm gonna
Right.
be on, I gotta be awake. And I can't go and do my job and walk in being half asleep. It makes the day so much shittier. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you just gotta get up and do it. Like I don't want to get up, but I do. I don't want to brush my teeth, but I do. You know, I don't want to drive to work, but I do.
you do. Yeah.
You just gotta do it. Just push through. It's only gonna be one day, probably.
Right.
I guess if you
Usually,
don't have anything to do, then like if you don't have that job, you don't have whatever to that you have to get up and go do or whatever, well then go out for a walk. Force yourself to do something, you know?
right. Go work out, fucking unpack all your stuff, like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just
another thing. There's people that kind of like they don't take their Christmas decorations down for like 7 months. They get back from a trip and then don't unpack. Like that's literally the first thing we do when we walk in the door. It doesn't matter if it's super late at night, super early in the morning, midday, it does not matter. First thing we do is those bags are open, clothes are out into the laundry basket. The bathroom stuff goes back into the bathroom, and then the bag gets put away. Like
yeah.
that's our routine, though. Like not everybody's like that, but if you just do it, well, guess what? Now you don't have to do that. You don't have this thing over in the corner that you've passed 9 times just sitting there. It's kind of like when you do your laundry and you just let the shit sit in a basket. Well, just hang it up. Just put it in a drawer, whatever. I don't, some people just don't. their thing is, well, I did the laundry and it's in a basket now. And then they pick from the basket and get dressed every day
Right.
for
Live
their
live
week.
out of a basket, and some people live out of suitcases. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Yeah.
weird to me. Like, I don't know. When I go travel for work, I'm living out of a suitcase, right? For like a week or two at a time. I don't know. I'll maybe take some stuff and put it in a drawer. It's the only time I'll use the drawers in the hotel room is when I'm there for 2 weeks, just because I have so much shit in my bag that it's hard to like figure it all out, right?
Right.
But the same routine, you know, you would do at home. Wake up, shower, you get your shit out of the. I mean, I don't know. You just do it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
Anyways,
I mean, I normally if excuse me, if I'm there for more than 2 days, I'll unpack my shit and put it in something. But if I'm only there for a day or two, I don't unpack either.
yeah. Well, you probably didn't bring a whole lot, so it's not a whole lot to like get through. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You've got a couple pairs of everything, and that's it. You're there for a week, you've got a week's worth of shit. You go for
Right.
2 weeks, you probably have 2 weeks worth of shit, unless you're going to go,
Do
you know,
laundry.
to the yeah, do laundry, and I don't know. I'm
Right.
not trying to do all that when I travel, so
So yeah,
but
so that's what you should do. Writer inner.
just
Can't
do
can't say
it.
caller. So
Get
yeah.
up and do it.
Right.
There you go. All right, there's your dear Dave. Some of these longer ones are juicy, so
Yeah.
we might
No.
have to do a longer one because I'm telling you, there's some really good ones in there.
Well, next time we'll do a juicier one.
Yeah. All right, so for Conspiracy Corner, I
Okay.
see you had sent a few things to the
They
Instagram there. Is there one in particular you wanted me to cover, or
I don't remember which ones I sent. Just grab one.
yeah,
Grab
you
one and go from
sent
there.
like 6 of them. So, all right, so I'm gonna share the screen so everybody can see what we have here. I guess we'll start at the top.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, share screen. You should see it now. Let me know if you don't.
I do.
Okay. So this top one here,
Yeah.
coming from a flat Earth account.
Yep.
That's what we're going with, huh? All right. People are about to learn. Is it a video?
Um,
So I don't hear anything.
That maybe it was just a picture.
Okay, well, anyways, so maybe we'll do a second one. I don't hear anything. I don't.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just a picture. I don't remember.
All right, the real reason they want. Oh, this is okay. So this is you sent this before TikTok got shut down,
Correct.
I think. So yeah, this is kind of just putting it out there. So on TikTok, flat Earth hashtag flat Earth was getting 2.2 billion. Is that a B?
I think so, yes.
Billion views. The real reason they want TikTok banned. And that was December 5th of 2022. And then as of June 19th of 2023, hashtag flat earth was 3.4 billion views. So in not even a year,
Yeah.
it increased almost well over a billion views.
Yeah.
Like that
6
or that
months.
the hashtag. So it's gaining popularity. So what they're saying, it's 1.2 billion. I should have just looked it down further right here.
Yeah.
So um okay, so I guess let's talk about flat Earth. Um, how deep do we want to get into this? Um,
Well,
do you
it's a
think that's the real
order.
reason they wanted to ban TikTok is flat Earth is becoming too popular?
Well, I mean, it makes sense because more people are waking up, right? More people are starting to question everything. And the fact that now all of a sudden all these, drones and mother spaceships and all this other bullshit's coming out when we realize that it's not even true. Um, I don't think that's the real reason. It could be a reason. I
Yeah.
mean, it did garner 1.2 billion more views. So that's a lot more people are thinking about it. And I don't think I sent you the one, but supposedly I didn't look too much into it. But just yesterday, China released some space station stuff that they forgot to put the curvature of the Earth in.
I did see that.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be a reason. The next one is more about the TikTok ban.
The next video
Yeah,
or the next post. Okay,
yeah,
so I guess um just we'll probably at some point do a little deeper dive on flat Earth maybe, but that'll be for the Patreon
yeah.
subscribers. Um the whole flat Earth thing is really gaining popularity. I will say that.
Mhm.
Um so there's something to it. And whether you I mean, I know for a lot of people, oh, that's ridiculous. How can you even say that the earth is flat? And then but then why is flat earth hashtag flat earth so popular? Is I mean, it's an interesting thing, and we're definitely, and it's not just that. There's all these hashtags. You look and see hashtag space is fake. It jumped 68.7 million in terms of like usage, right?
Yeah.
Um, Space is a psyop. Space is a lie. Space is water. Earth is flat. Flat Earth. Flat Earther. Flat Earth truth. All of these had like massive gains in like,
Months.
yeah. It's so there's something to it. I could definitely think it probably wasn't the main reason TikTok got banned,
Right.
but I do think, you know, I it's not just TikTok though. I guarantee you if you looked at the hashtags on Instagram, you probably got a big jump in it too. I think it's just there's for me it when you watch flat earth stuff and I try to look at each thing with an open mind. So we're obviously taught in school that the earth is round and yada yada yada, right?
Right.
When you actually like watch these like, and I kind of want to say flat earth videos because if you just went to Google and typed in, oh, flat earth video, you're probably going to get something that's going to use the drawing of like a pancake in space, and whatever. And that's not what flat earth really is. That's more of like a deception of flat earth to
Yeah.
basically make the flat earth a movement look like fools. But
Ridiculous. Yep.
yeah, that's not what it is. When you really like dig deep into it, a lot of the stuff kind of makes sense. It's like it's weird. Like that's why we have to really kind of dig deeper into it so I can actually pull stuff up and show
Right.
and explain. And I don't know. Maybe we'll bring on one of my arch nemesis that likes to debate the flat earth with me at some point for a deeper dive
That'd be interesting.
and let that play out because we've debated it in the past and
But there's more stuff have come out now, so it might
yeah,
be
I think it's easier to like show these different things and say, all right, well then explain this. All right, well then explain this. You know what I mean?
interesting.
So we'll do that at some point. All right. So you can get rid of that one. So
Right.
the White House says TikTok's threat to shut down tonight is a stunt. Now, to be fair, we all know it came back up within like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Actually, the
Well,
last episode we recorded, it wasn't even 24 hours, it was like 12 hours.
yeah.
While we were recording, it was in the last episode, it was banned. And then literally we stopped recording. We were about to wrap up the conversation off the air. and it was back up for most people.
Yep.
So it was like, okay, there you go. All right, so this is a video.
I believe it was. Like I said, these are a couple weeks old, a week old.
Did I share the screen with sound?
I don't know if you did or not.
I guess if you can't hear it when I hit play, we'll have to so you tell me if you don't hear it, all right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't look. I
Nope.
don't hear anything.
No, it's just
Oh, there's no video.
no, just the wording up on top there.
Okay, well let me read it. According to reports, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre called TikTok's threat to go dark a stunt, saying no action is needed before the Trump administration takes office Monday. It is a stunt, and we see no reason for TikTok or other companies to take actions in the next few days before the Trump administration takes office on Monday. MSNBC quotes Jean-Pierre as saying, "We have laid out our position clearly and straightforwardly. Actions to implement this law will fall to the next administration. So TikTok and other companies should take up any concerns with them." Well, it came right back. So obviously there wasn't.
Well, here's a theory that I'm hearing. Um,
Okay.
so when you're on your TikTok now, are you seeing the same stuff on your reels that you did before?
So I didn't sit on TikTok and do anything really.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
had TikTok, and if somebody um like okay, so I'm more of the Instagram video kind of guy
Yep.
as opposed to TikTok. I didn't do TikTok as much. I do Instagram, and that's about it. Like to me, it's the go-to when you're taking a shit app. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For like some people it's TikTok, for some people it's Facebook,
Right.
some people it's Pinterest, you know. For me it's Instagram. So
Okay. So when prior to shutdown, when I would go to my reels, I would have flat Earth stuff, alien stuff, World War III stuff, Trump stuff, um, conspiracy theory stuff, all that kind of stuff, right?
yeah.
When it came back, I was not seeing any of that. Oh, I was seeing like the wildfires and stuff like that. But when I come back, I didn't see any of that. It was all people trying to get followers. It was people trying to sell me stuff. I didn't see any of that. And then
Okay.
as I was scrolling through later on, talking to some of the people that follow the same account that I follow, they said what they did is they went on and blocked all Meta apps on TikTok. So they went to Facebook on TikTok and blocked it, went to Twitter and blocked it, went to Instagram and blocked it. And then everything came back. I was like, all right, well, let me try it out. So I went and saw Facebook and blocked the account, logged out, or not logged out, but shut the app down, brought it back up. First thing I saw was California fires. And I saw alien stuff, like Miami stuff. And I'm like, so there might be. So the rumor, or at least the conspiracy is they shut it down to implement a new algorithm to include Facebook and Meta to that was their way to kind of shield things and hide things.
Mm,
Like it's their censorship thing. Um, and until you block them, it somehow shows what you see. So that's why I was just curious. But if you don't go on enough, you probably wouldn't have noticed,
interesting. Yeah. I mean, I could see that.
and other people are starting to get banned and kicked off TikTok, um, that shouldn't be for stupid things that are now issues.
So like how Facebook would do before.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So like one of the accounts that I follow that you know who I'm talking about
Hmm.
has been warned and his account was suspended for 12 hours after TikTok came back up for violating the policy. The policy that was
Hmm.
violated was someone in his live feed said some either racist things or threatening things or something against, good people thing. His moderators saw the post, blocked the guy right away. But because it was on his TikTok live feed, he got suspended, and they're threatening to kick him off of TikTok for it.
because of somebody that comments.
Yep. Someone commented on his.
Well, then, okay, so to me, that for one, that's ridiculous.
That's completely ridiculous.
If
Yeah.
you're holding have or having a live TikTok thing or whatever, like a lot of these people on TikTok do. It's how they make their money. They go
Mhm.
live and they do whatever. I've seen people, literally go to banks and get rolls of coins, open them up, and then check each one. They literally hold the coin under the camera and they're looking for, rare, or whatever. And I mean, it's like I've seen some really stupid shit on
Yeah.
TikTok. Not
Oh
like I've
yeah.
not been on there, but like, and then I've seen people that do painting and they do just there's all kinds of stuff. So if I'm doing this, if I'm doing a live thing and somebody comes in and comments, for one, what if I didn't have a moderator? How in the fuck is that my fault that they
Right.
commented
Yeah.
something? How is it like, even if you do have a moderator and the moderator removes this vulgar whatever comment, once again, how is that my fault?
Right. It's not.
My
That's
content, it's not like as my content, all of a sudden I'm just whipping my dick up and
right.
there's kids watching or something, like that's not what's happening here. How you and then let's go one step further. Let's say, so this kind of censorship is wrong, and this is how you could take advantage of by saying, oh, well, somebody commented on your live stream, so now you're going to get banned because of that comment that you had no control over. Well, then why couldn't you just have AI go out there and say, well, I have a vendetta against this TikTok user, this content creator. I don't like them, so I'm gonna go ahead and put together some AI thing that generates shitty comments, go in and just blast them with shitty comments to get them removed because they're
Yep.
maybe a competitor or something like that as a content creator. Well, how in the fuck is that fair? That doesn't even make sense
It doesn't. Nope. Nope. I
because
know.
you can do something like that. It's not out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
that's,
it's stupid.
well, if that's a thing, then I would probably, but that's the thing. Like, if that's what you do to make money, you can't say, well, go somewhere else to do it. It- because that's, you know what I mean? So how do you just turn off comments? Well, we're just not going to do comments anymore. Doesn't that takes away some of the engagement from the actual good fans?
Right.
Like, and then now all of a sudden, well, if I can't, like, that's part of my thing. I want to give you coins and all this, right? And I can't do that because I can't comment. And so then all of a sudden, and part of maybe the interaction of doing it live is talking to the people that are commenting.
Hmm.
And if you have no comments, well, now what is your feed?
Right. You've got to create all of your content. Right now, you're just doing crowd work.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't understand how they can make that a thing. Like,
Yeah. It doesn't make any
see,
sense
one thing
whatsoever.
if it was the content creator doing something they shouldn't be doing. It's a
Right.
complete another thing when you have just some random person that wants to comment something stupid. And how do you even know that's a real person and not an AI bot
Yep. Yeah.
doing it? And how do you control that? And you're gonna censor me because of that? No, I don't think so. I think there needs to be a policy change or something.
Yeah. It needs to go with the person that makes the comment, not the person on their live. Because, and he even says, anytime that someone says something rude or offensive or whatever, he catches them, says if he says it, he'll say something, and then he'll make sure they get blocked. Um, and he always talks about how it's a family show, keep and he's censored himself to where he's actually stopped swearing and stuff like that. Like he doesn't say the rude, crude things anymore. Like he's even done that himself before he got this.
Yeah.
So so he's moving to a different app.
Hmm. Yeah, that's too bad. I am
Mhm.
curious. So, like, Trump brought it back. He unbanned it for 75 days. At least that's what they announced. I thought
Right.
it was going to be 90, but apparently it was 75. And Well, what happens on day 74? So isn't the whole, I thought the whole point of this was so that somebody could buy it. Somebody could,
Yeah.
but then I also heard rumors that like it was bought and it was bought by like Facebook or something like that.
That was the rumor. I had heard that Facebook or Meta bought it. I had heard that Mr. Beast is buying it.
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of different things. I heard Elon was going to buy it at one point.
Elon.
Yeah, there's just so many rumors out there, man. Like nobody knows what's really going on.
Let's talk about Elon saluting Hitler
Okay.
because there seems to be a lot of like, you know what we're talking about, right? You saw the
Okay.
clip
Yeah. Yeah, I've
of
seen
him
it.
like aggressively hitting his heart and then aggressively shooting it up, right?
Yeah.
So if I if I had just randomly turned on TV and saw that, yes, I would probably think that was a Nazi salute. And if I was on the left and I needed something to go off of, because, you know, the left's always said, oh, Trump's a Nazi and all this bullshit, right? And Elon's on Trump. The only reason these people hate Elon is because he's not on their side.
Right.
But what I do find really funny is after that happened, and the left side is nonstop. It's all it is so see, they're Nazis. We told you they were Nazis. All this shit, and then all these like Republican content creators started pulling all the times Kamala did it, all the times her running mate did
AOC.
it, all
AOC. Yep.
Hillary. I mean, the whole gamut of them all doing this same thing. And it's, I mean, I think the most closest to what Elon did was what literally Kamala's running mate, that Tim Walz guy. He
Mhm.
literally he taps it twice and then shoots it out. And a lot of them like there's so many videos of them like holding it out like that and like pictures and all this and it's like maybe you guys really can't use that as your thing because
Well, it's
if we want to
okay
sit here
for them
and
to do, but not the other side.
well yeah I get that's the whole shtick is like you know one side can do it but the other side can't
Right.
and but it's like you're you're literally saying what he did is this but yet they refuse to acknowledge all of their candidates and politicians and all this that have literally done the same thing.
Yep.
So are they Nazis then too?
No.
I mean,
No.
I'd really
They're
like to
not.
like talk to, I mean, so obviously there's, you know, I find a lot of the people that I'm friends with on Instagram that are pushing the whole Elon's a Nazi are people that we have worked with in the filming movies, things like that. These left wing, you know, it's
Yeah.
that whole like actor. Apparently, if you're an actor, you have to be a Democrat. I don't get that, but apparently you have to be.
Not true.
So, eh, but they're the ones pushing it the most of like my friends that I like would say, oh yeah, I know this person in real life. You know what I mean? Not just
Right.
in following a celebrity or something like that. And it's like, you know, it's this kind of dumb shit where I sit back and I'm like, okay, do I really need to be friends with you anymore? Because like, what are we doing here? I don't like, think you need to agree with me on politics, and I'm all for debating, but what are we doing? Like,
Right.
I get it. It looks like that, but that's not like okay, now don't get me wrong. If Elon comes out in the next week and he's got the little mustache, all right, and he starts doing it all the time, and you know, okay, I'll give you that one then. I will concede at that point. But at this point, what he did is the same thing several Democrats have done. So then, if Elon is a Nazi for doing what he did, then all these Democrats are also Nazis. We just have to put them all in the same category. And if you refuse to do that, then we can't put Elon there either. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just we have to be equal here, and that's the thing that's so not equal. It's well, it works for me for my narrative, so I'm going to use it. It's like okay, but that's the problem is your narrative's wrong. Like
Right.
you
Right.
haven't. I don't know. Honestly, the first time I saw it, I thought it was AI. I
Really?
literally thought it was an AI thing, and then when you go and watch like the actual clip, he does. I mean, he's like super excited in this
Well,
that
that's the thing
speech,
too.
you
Like
know?
he's I don't know if he's on the spectrum or where he's at, but he's not a typical normal human being. You know what I mean? Like he's got something neurodivergent or something in my mind. I don't know 100%. I'm not diagnosing him, but from what I've seen, behaviors and all that. And he's socially awkward.
Yeah.
So he, like you said, he was excited and in the heat of the moment. And what he was trying to say is, my heart goes out to you and I thank you. And he was very appreciative. And he was just saying, granted, should his hand have been up and down versus this? Probably.
Eh,
But who cares?
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I don't know. I think the whole Nazi thing is you hold it out there and you keep it held out there.
Right.
Um, but then again, I don't know. And then I've also heard this thing where you if you tap the heart because so the Nazi salute, you didn't tap the heart. It's just straight up, right?
Right.
And there was a what was it? The Roman salute was where you would tap the heart or touch the heart and then go up. And that's what they were saying. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, he's autistic. You don't like how can you like know because he's autistic? Like he's, on the spectrum and all this shit." But then there's other people, once again, these left-leaning like actor types, I guess, that were like, don't what were some of the things? Something about don't like categorize autistic people with or like compare them to Nazis or whatever that Elon, even if he is, but even if he is autistic, he's more Nazi than autistic. Or, you know what I mean? They're trying to make it seem
Yeah.
like he knew what he was doing. Don't blame autism for you know what I mean? Or whatever. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, Elon comes out with a little mustache like Michael Jordan's been rocking, and he starts going around doing it all the time. That's a different story.
Right.
Um, and then at that point, we still need to go back and I want explanations on what Tim Walz did, Kamala, Hillary. They go down the list, Ilhan Omar. Obama. They've all done this where they've got their hand out and it's straight, just like
Yep.
the Nazi thing. So what is that then? You know what I mean? I mean, if we're playing tit for tat or tick for tock,
Mhm.
um, then I guess this is what this is going to be. To me, it's a waste of time. That
It's a distraction like everything else. It's always a
yeah,
distraction.
it's stupid. Anyways, you can get rid of that other one on Instagram. Just looking ahead at some of those others, we'll save those for future episodes, but there's a couple good ones it looks like there. Some climate
Yeah.
stuff. Um, Something about Britney Spears. That'll be interesting to
Yeah,
dig
that was
into.
interesting. That was interesting for sure.
And I can't tell what this most recent one is, but all those we'll look into in a future episode or in a deeper dive. So,
Right.
anyways, yeah, I got rid of the screen share a while ago, so I don't have to get rid of that. All right, what do we normally do? Oh, so we kind of covered in the news. Uh,
Yeah. What are you watching? We haven't done that.
yeah, we haven't covered what you're watching. So, what you watching, Dave? You were supposed to go
Uh,
see a movie, right? Did you end up going to see that?
we did go see that Den of Thieves 2.
Here, I'll pull it up and I'll share the screen, and then you go ahead and talk about it. Let me sh
So, it's a really good movie. Um, I like when people do certain nods to real life things.
Okay.
And what I mean for this particular thing, there's a scene in the movie that I thought was fucking hilarious that many people may not have caught. So O'Shea Jackson Jr. is obviously Ice Cube's son in real life, right? Ice Cube is a rapper in a lot of movies, a lot of music. One of the songs they have is called Fuck the Police. You know
Okay.
that song?
Yep.
So you saw the first Den of Thieves, right?
Mm, mm.
Okay, then you need to watch it before you see the second one because it makes sense. But
Okay.
basic
It's on
basic,
Netflix, right? I think.
if not, it's on my Voodoo.
Okay.
But so basic premise of the first movie is Osei Jackson Jr. Is a bad guy doing like robberies, bank robberies and such. Gerard Butler is a special, not a special teams, but like a detective for like violent crimes and all that shit. They basically bust O'Shea Jackson and all of his people, but O'Shea Jackson ends up evading the police in the end, which sets up the sequel.
Okay.
Okay. In this film here, the sequel, as you can see, there's a lot of crazy action going on. Gerard Butler tries to infiltrate the bad guy gang and then turns bad. All right. There's a scene where he's kind of trying to break into the group with going to a bar and they're doing drugs and all this shit. And one of the guys asks him if he's a cop or says something about the cops. And Gerard Butler says, fuck the police. And then right when he says that, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character turns to him and gives him a look. And you just know what that look is for.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome. I laughed. I thought it was really cool. Um, the movie's great up until it's not. Um,
Okay.
the ending. Um,
Oh, it's one of the shitty endings.
well, there,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, we can do spoiler alert. Um,
There's your
there,
spoiler alert.
it leaves a lot to be answered, a lot of questions. They're on the run. They're being chased by police and um, fucking drug dealers and all this other shit. And then this Russian mobster guy shows up right where they're at and kills all the people that are chasing them. Like, how did they know they were there? Why did they know? Like, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, the there's just a lot. Watch the movie and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it sets up a sequel again,
Okay.
but it didn't make a lot of sense. Like they could have just drove off into the sunset and ended the movie. Everything's great. So I'm hoping that the third one will explain a lot of the questions that I have. Like there, right there, where you saw those guys on the
Yeah.
hill with guns. How the fuck did they know they were there? Like it just
Now
didn't make.
is this becoming Fast and Furious, like a new kind of a new version? Because Fast and Furious started out as like a car movie, and then it's turned into like this series of movies where it's just heists, like high stakes heists and all this stuff. Is that what this? I mean, it
I
started out as heists, but like, is it a continuing story or is it like new heists each movie and all this? Or
it's a continuing story um between O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Gerard Butler.
okay,
So like I said, he evades capture. Gerard Butler is trying to find him. He finds him, across the pond in London or where the fuck they're at. Europe, Italy, I don't know. They were somewhere over there. And so he goes over there to catch him in the act and all that shit. And then the only way he realizes that he could catch him is to join them. And he's basically getting them to think that he's no longer going to be a cop because he's been a cop for so long, not made enough money. You make a lot more money doing this, so I'm gonna fucking join your team and do this. And yeah.
interesting.
So I don't see it going any further than the next one,
Yeah,
but it was good. I mean, it was like I said, it was good until it wasn't. The last probably 10, 12 minutes was just like, this is stupid.
yeah. Now, I didn't know O'Shea Jackson Jr. was Ice Cube's son, but by looking at him, you definitely see a resemblance there.
Well, he was in Straight Outta Compton and played his
I
dad.
I didn't see that either. So,
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I watched that because I liked Ice Cube and I liked NWA. So yeah, that's a really good movie. Straight Outta Compton's a good movie. But he played like everyone that plays in Straight Outta Compton is a relative of one of the actual people.
gotcha. Oh,
And they
that's
look a
interesting. I
lot
didn't
like
know
him.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not that many people of them, but like they all look like him. The guy that played Snoop looked like Snoop, sounded like Snoop. Eazy-E sounded like, looked like him. Ice Cube, same thing. Dre, same thing. It's a good movie, you know. So I watched that. And
Thieves. I
then
need to watch the first and then go see the second.
yes.
Okay.
And I watched Deal or No Deal Island.
Deal or No Deal Island.
Yeah.
Oops. Nice if I spelled it right, but there it is.
Yeah. So this is pretty interesting. One of my clients is really, really hooked and obsessed with this to the fact that he wants to audition to be on the third season.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he's like, no, so he was talking about it. And he's asked me to watch it for 2 weeks. Finally, this weekend, I binge watched the first season. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Survivor, Real World, Circle, fucking Squid Games, all rolled up into one with Deal or No Deal. So
Hmm.
they start with 13 players. They're on an island
Yep.
and they have to find cases. The first day they find cases, they bring them back. Cases are unmarked, so they don't know how much is in them. And the one that the bottom, or sorry, the person that had the highest amount of money in the case is the winner of that challenge. They don't win anything other than the fact they get to choose who has to play Deal or No Deal at the end of the episode. The bottom two people are the ones that have to are the two that are in jeopardy of losing.
Yeah.
So the so at the end of the night they play Deal or No Deal, and the one that got the most says, "All right, well, of the two bottom people, I'm picking you." So then they have to play Deal or No Deal. If they make a good deal, which means they sold it for, we'll say $850,000, and they had a penny in their case, that's a good deal. They then get to pick who gets eliminated out of everyone except for the number one person.
Mhm.
And if they made a bad deal, so if they say they did 450,000 and they had the $1 million case, bad deal, they get eliminated.
Okay.
And whatever they settle for or whatever's in their case, depending on how it goes, gets added into the big prize pool at the end of the night or the end of the show. So every day is a different challenge. They do different things, and it's funny because they like choose alliances and shit like that. And it's a lot of drama, and it's funny, and
Yeah.
the challenges are interesting. And the one guy that probably should have won it, in the first one, that guy right there, spoiler alert, um, Boston Rob is his name. He ended up cheating and fucked himself out of it.
Oh, really?
He lost because he cheated, yeah. But it's interesting. So I've watched the first season, the second season's out now. So watching that. And then the other last one we watched is Traitors. Do you watch Traitors?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch Traitors.
Traders?
Yep. Trait or no,
Oh,
Traitor.
traitors.
Yep.
The
Yes.
traders?
Yes, because it's got Alan in it. Yeah, go with the Traitors. What happened? Nothing happened.
I don't know. It didn't like what I clicked on, I guess.
What's going on with your shit here?
I don't know. I clicked on it and it
There you go. Yeah.
didn't do it.
So this one here, this they just brought out their third season, and it's Alan Cummings is the host, and he's very, very flamboyant. He plays himself, but just the outfits he wears are just to watch the show for his outfits alone, and
Yeah.
he's very funny. They start out, I think there's 15 people. I'd have to double check, maybe 16, not sure how many people, but they all start out, they're all mostly like D-list celebrities that they were on Big Brother or Survivor or whatever show that they were on. And they all get to meet, hang out for the first day. They do a challenge or a competition to earn money towards the end. And then at the end of the night of the first night, they all sit at the round table, and Alan Cummings will walk around. They're all blindfolded, and he'll walk around and select either two or three traitors. Okay.
Okay.
No one knows who the traitors are. And after the round table, they all go to bed, and the two or three traitors meet up in secret and they decide who to kill. And they kill one of their people. The next morning, everyone goes to breakfast and they find out who died.
Mm.
And they do another challenge. And the goal is for the what they call the faithful are trying to get all the traitors out, and the traitors are trying to go undetected. Okay. So throughout the nights and throughout the days, you just got to kind of watch everybody and see how they act to see if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
The end of the episode or the end of the night, you sit at the round table and you accuse people of being traitors. Of course, they're denied, 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 deflect, deflect, deflect. And then as a team, you all vote for who you think is a traitor and they get eliminated. After they get voted out, say it was Mercedes, the first one right I see right there. Mercedes goes in the circle of truth right in front of everybody and says, "Hey, everybody, I would just like you to know that I'm a faithful." And then everybody gets pissed off because they eliminated a faithful. Their
Mm.
goal is to get rid of the traitors.
Yeah.
Uh, but so it's interesting, and the one that happened, the episode we watched last night, was there are four traitors. They have an extra traitor, and their mission to decide who was going to die is they had to, in plain sight, find there's secret passages in this castle. They had to find this one coffin, little small coffin about yay big, with a scroll in it, and they had to write three names on there without being detected.
Mhm.
So they are very stupid because there's four of them. What I would have done is three of them go in the secret passage, one hang out outside to, make sure no one comes in, and then open the door when it's safe to come out. No, all four of them go in there and they decide what to do, and then two of them come out, and there's someone just walking out of the area and heard the
Mhm.
commotion and went back in there, and now these people just magically appear. And so they're like, that girl now realizes that those two must be because it was weird. And
Yeah.
then the other two people, when they left the secret patches door open, like
Mm.
didn't even shut it. So
Yeah.
then everyone went into that secret passage and found the secret passage, so that they all knew. Like it was just dumb how they did it. Like they weren't very smart.
Yeah.
Uh, but they have figured out, the faithful have voted out one traitor now.
Yeah.
So they're super excited because they got rid of a traitor.
So
But
this is based kind of on that one game you had told me about a
yeah,
long.
werewolf.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's similar to that
Very
basically.
similar to that. Yeah. Yeah. And it's good. It's funny. There's a guy on there that is my doppelganger.
Yeah, I seen that. The John Rich.
Fergus. Yeah, John Ritchie plays Fergus, groundskeeper Fergus. Yep. He's in every episode and he doesn't talk. He just does whatever Alan tells him to do.
Nice.
It's pretty interesting. So I would say watch that. That's on Peacock.
I've seen this advertised a lot.
Yeah, it's really good, man. A lot of people watch it.
All right.
But so those are the main things I'm watching right now.
All right. That's
How about
good.
you?
I haven't watched anything, so um there's nothing for me to update on in terms of what I've been watching because I haven't been watching anything. I was gonna get logged into your Fandango or whatever, and I haven't done that either. So um I spent a lot of time this past week getting stuff ready for this
Yeah.
endeavor
Yeah.
that we're
Do,
doing currently for our listeners or viewers or whatever. So
have you ever watched AP Bio?
no, but I was actually I just last night I was trying to put something on to go to sleep, and it's got the guy from
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny,
Yeah.
and it like Netflix will kind of do like a minute long kind of like does this take a clip from the middle, and he's like up at the board. He's like, "My name's so and so. I don't want to be here. My goal is to do this to get my arch nemesis or whatever." And then he draws state of California and he wants to have sex with who I don't know. It was something like that. And I was like, oh, this looks like it'd be pretty funny. But I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to start a series when I'm trying to go to bed. So, uh,
It's good. We're like on season 2 or 3 now.
nice.
I just thought about that one. That was yeah, Joy actually likes it. I'm very surprised
Yeah.
because she usually like that kind of humor. But he reminds me just like the guy from Always Sunny. Like it's the same character to me.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
kind of is typecast as that
he
character.
is. He is. He was a Harvard professor, and they shit canned him. I don't remember if they ever tell you why he got shit canned or not. And so he's living in some fucking Cleveland, Ohio, or wherever the fuck he's at, and he's basically living in his dead mom's house. And yeah, his whole thing is he's trying to get after his arch nemesis. And so he's got all these revenge plots to fucking get after him. It's hilarious.
So they've done 4 seasons. Well,
Well, oh, I didn't know it was a yeah, and I don't like
it's
Patton.
advertising that, but
I don't like Patton Oswalt, but he's in it.
yeah, I've never been a fan of him either. Um,
But yeah, it's really funny.
so how
Um,
long are these episodes? Like 30 minutes? Like
they're
it's
like yeah, like 20, 23, 24.
okay.
It's a regular half-hour show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so this is definitely one that I would check out. I'm curious about the Traitors show.
yeah,
I will get to the Den of Thieves series. The Deal or No Deal, I don't know if I can convince the wife on that one. So
okay.
that one might be a little harder of those
Well,
that
she
you talk
likes
about.
she likes fucking reality show shit.
Yeah, but it's not a bunch of rich entitled women arguing.
No,
So,
but there are nope. Real Housewives are on Traitors, so she'll be down with Traitors because there's Real Housewife bitches on there.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she likes all that shit and I can't like she had it on yesterday and you know, I would walk through the room and I was like, typically when I'm trying to get my point across, I like to do it when 7 other people are also shouting. That's how I like to get my point across. Like, this shit is so stupid. It's just, I don't know. It's so dumb to me that that's all that show is just
Yeah.
we're gonna go out to lunch or we're gonna go out to dinner and we're gonna have a problem with each other. But instead of just, me and the person I have a problem with have a discussion, which we don't need to do in front of an entire group. We could probably go off to the side and do that. But I get it, for the drama of the show, we're all just gonna bitch at the same time and scream and hoop and holler, and then somebody's gonna throw a drink, and then now we gotta, it's so stupid. At
But
one
it's all
point,
real. It's not scripted.
well,
It's all
yeah,
real.
yeah, exactly. It's all real. Well, that's what I was gonna say. At one point, I walked through, and this is what I hear. We're gonna go around the table. This is one of the catty chicks. She goes, "We're gonna go around the table, and one at a time. I want each one of you to go to your phone and find the meanest text you've sent to somebody about someone sitting at this table, and you're going to hand your phone to that person and they're going to read that text." And all I'm thinking is, oh yeah, this is going to go well.
It's a really
Like,
good idea. I don't
geez.
know why I wouldn't do that more often.
I mean, could you imagine? Oh, we're just gonna have a little get together, Dave. I'm gonna have you and your wife over, and I'm gonna have, a couple other people. And then I just go ahead and say this. I think I would rather play social sabotage
Mm.
as a game than do that. Like, how, How can that?
That's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, like I mean, no, I get it, but I guess maybe what you should learn from this is, well, don't send shitty texts about somebody to somebody else.
Right.
But in real life, nobody does this. This
Oh yeah.
was completely set up by the producers, and it's just so dumb to me. I don't know. The Real Housewives of whatever county or city or whatever. These are it's I don't know. I don't understand why. And here's the bad part is I'm not interested in this shit at all, but when I'm passing through and I hear something like this, I almost have to stop to see, all right, I got to see the train wreck that's about to happen.
Train wreck. Yep, that's what I was gonna say. It's a
You
train
know?
wreck.
It's and then it'll suck you in because now you're like, so wait, she cheated on this one's her husband with this other one's husband's nephew, or it's just like it's so stupid. I don't know. Anyways,
But they do. Women get fucking hooked on that shit. I don't get it.
it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I had a rant, but I think we're running low on time, so I think we're gonna skip the rant this week. I
We'll
can
start with
chamber
the
this
rant.
rant.
Yeah, we'll
What's
we'll
it?
start with the rant next week.
I don't know if we start with a rant, but we'll just maybe skip one of these other what you're
Sections.
watching or something like that.
Yeah.
We kind of did go along with the some of the other things we did.
Yeah, the inauguration stuff in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, let me go ahead and plug some stuff here. If you want to write in to us or Dave with a Dear Dave or whatever you want us to talk about something, you can email us, guys who still high number five at gmail.com. Um, I recommend going over to Patreon and becoming a member over there. It's $5 a month. That's what we decided on. And you can't beat that. I mean, Christ, you spend more on that on like at the gas station every morning getting your coffee. So,
Right.
and anyways, on Patreon, we're going to give you all kinds of additional stuff. We do deeper dives into the Dear Daves, deeper dives into the conspiracy stuff, drunk not drunk history, um, some additional like video footage, things like that from some of our news stories where we give you stuff that you didn't that we talked about but you didn't get to see. You actually get to see it. Just things like that. And I'm as we come up with other things, there's going to be a lot more content there. So $5 a month, go over there and do that. Anyways, that's you go to Patreon and it's guys who still high five. That's spelled out FIVE. Um, YouTube. You can go to YouTube, obviously go there, like, subscribe, all that. You could be watching this on YouTube right now. But anyways, that's
Oh. Right.
yeah, it's uh guys who still high five all spelled out. Um TikTok. So let me explain TikTok real quick here. So created a TikTok, then they banned it, then it came back, then I tried logging into it and it wasn't taking the password. And so I did I forgot password, put in our email, and it says that doesn't exist. And I'm like, well, I know it exists because I just created it like a week ago. So, anyways, for the last few episodes, we've been advertising what was our TikTok. Now I'm going to advertise what is now our TikTok.
Very good.
Nothing's changed except the five. We went from the number five to spelling it out. So it's guys who still high five, all spelled out on TikTok. Instagram, it's guys who still high the number five. And on X, it is at guys still high five. The only one that doesn't have the who in there, and it's because we couldn't, you can only have so many characters. So
Yeah. Good.
unfortunately, our name's too long for X. But that's all the social medias.
Yeah.
And I think that's the episode for today. So
Sounds good.
head on over to Patreon.
That's where
That's
you
where
get more stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be there's gonna be some good stuff there. I think that's and it's $5. I mean, come on.
Yeah, $60 a year. It's not bad.
It's really not. It's yeah, $5 a month. I mean, hell, I'm gonna subscribe and I'm the one producing the content with you. So,
Yeah.
anyways, um, so yeah, go do all that. Obviously, if you're listening to this and you're not watching it and you want to watch it, go to YouTube. If you're watching it but you don't want to watch it, you want to listen to it, you can watch and listen on Patreon as well as a free member. You don't, but you're not going to get that extra bonus stuff. That you got to be a member for.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, our audio podcast should be at all your platforms. Um, yeah, we're out there. So go tell your friends, share the videos, share the audio, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Come listen, share it with all your friends, and we'll have fun. Write
All
in.
right.
We'll talk to you.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, until next time,
All right.
right on.
Left off.